know if I have enough battery to do this. Maybe I have enough battery. All right, so I'm about to sit down and practice. So I wanted to do a really quick, off-the-cuff video, obviously. Super professional. I'm gonna move gear while I'm talking to you, about how you can improve your focus during your practice time, specifically, not necessarily how you can improve it, but how you can recover your focus when you take breaks. I get asked a lot of questions about, hey, what should I do on break time? And we often don't really think about that, do we? We just like take a break and jump on social media or go do something random, but your break time's super important.
Oh, maybe we should just take a break.
Okay, fine. You're right. Let's take a break. Let's cool off, okay? Let's get some frozen yogurt.
There's something unique about this video though. Before I get to it and tell you, the 3 ways you can improve your focus while going on breaks during your practice time. I'm gonna give you drum breaks in this video of 3 of my favorite drummers right now. So right now it's time for a drum break. We're back from the drum break. That was Mr. Antonio Sanchez, master. Excellent player. I love his, the way he composes his solos. Anyway, we were talking about, we're talking about focus and practice time and how we can improve that. When you take breaks, the breaks are really, 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 really important. What you do specifically during that break can sometimes double the amount of time you're able to practice. Now, we're dealing with cognitive functions, okay? Cognitive functions in the brain have to do with goal setting, task management, focus, all of those things. They're located in the prefrontal cortex, okay? So they're really, really important, all right? Whenever they used to do partial lobotomies on people, which is just an awful thing, they used to go in through the eyeball, which is just awful to think about. I can't even read about the partial lobotomies. And they used to just murder that part of the brain essentially. And they found that people were unable to keep focus. They were unable to manage tasks. They lost their human abilities, the things that make us human. So it's your cognitive functions are very, very important to your practice time, all right? The amount of time you're able to practice is how long you're able to keep that happening. I would rather you practice for 30 focused minutes than for 3 hours of unfocused time. By the way, I'm not all about you practicing different. I'm not all about you just improving your practice time. I'm all about you practicing in a completely different way. If you would like to have a free series on that, Transforming Your Practice Time is dropping on May the 28th. You can follow the link below this to sign up. It's a free series, tons of information. I would love to have you in there, but sign up by May 28th and it'll be available for a couple of weeks for you to watch. There's one thing that has been 100% proven to improve cognitive functions, and it is really the only thing that's been 100% proven, and that is physical activity. All right, so what is that? That can be several things, but it is specifically moving your body, all right? Getting active. So what can we do? On my breaks, oftentimes, I will go for a walk outside. I'll get to that in a minute, why I go outside. Really important. I'll go for a walk outside, or I will do a short, small circuit here in the studio. So maybe I'll do 10 crunches, and then I'll do 10 push-ups, and then I'll flip over and do a 30-second plank, and I'll repeat that 3 times. It doesn't take hardly any time at all, and then I'll just spend some time doing some deep breathing. I'll also maybe sometimes do a series of 10 minutes of deep tissue stretching, or just getting active, just some deep breathing with some stretching. So there's different ways we can do that. One of my favorite ways, though, is to go on a walk, specifically in nature. Again, we'll get back to that in just a second. And so for the second thing, before we do that, it's time for a drum break. That was Mr. Dave King. Been one of my favorites since I was in college, so his work with the Bad Plus just blew my mind back in the day. Okay, so we're back to the second thing that you can do, and that is another thing that has been seen to help improve cognitive functions and help them recover during a break time is nature. Even looking at pictures of nature has helped people recover with their cognitive abilities. So instead of staring at a picture of nature, go outside. Now they have found that walks in inner cities or rural, in city type landscapes don't do the same thing. You need some nature around you. So go to a park. Here, one of my favorite things to do, we have a creek on our property. We have 5 acres, and so a lot of times I'll go outside. It's tick season, so I want to get Lyme disease now, but I'll go outside and walk along the creek, and I'm doing 2 at once. Physical activities, do some deep breathing with that, and then I also am getting outside with nature. It's really important, and for some reason help those cognitive abilities recover. Now the third thing, all right, that's the first one is physical activity. The second thing is nature, interactions with nature, going into nature. The third thing that has really helped me, and it's kind of something I didn't think about until I was reading about it, is drum break. That was Brian Blade. He's the man. One of the greatest. So good. The third thing, fiction. Reading fiction. If you will read fiction on your breaks, not nonfiction, not a biography, not a magazine, don't jump on social media, don't read a blog. You're reading fiction, some type of story. I have found this not only helps me recover my cognitive functions and my focus, but it also helps my creativity. A lot. I'm just seeing my bricks are showing. Oh, you're seeing my bricks. Those are the things that I keep books on the shelf with because they're heavy and they don't drop off. So that helps me recover my cognitive abilities and also helps me to be more creative, to come up with things. So I don't know. It's the first time I tried it, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll read a fiction book. And man, it was like a game changer. So super important to implement these during your practice time. I'm tripping over this stand. This is, look at that, practice log. If you don't have a practice log, you should have a practice log because it's really important. So I was just driving back and was having breakfast with a good friend of mine, Steve Krenz, learn guitar and mastery. Great player, great guy, but we were talking and on the way back I was thinking about how I need to come practice, and then I thought, man, I need to tell people about how we can recover cognitive function. So when you're practicing, number 1 thing you can do is some type of physical exercise. Number 2 thing is get out in nature. I prefer a walk in nature. And the number 3 thing is read some fiction. You do those things on your breaks, and I have found that it can sometimes double the amount of time that I'm able to focus and that I'm able to spend actually practicing my instrument. All right, so if you want to dive deeper into this, I do have a free series that you can sign up for. It's below this, links below this. May the 28th is when it's dropping. If you're watching that after this, or this after, if you're watching, strike that, reverse it. If you're watching this after that date, then obviously it's not still available, and I'll push it out every now and then. I'm real active in that, so I answer comments and I'm in there responding to emails and things like that. So I really have that there's a resource for you to help improve your practice time. So if you want that, click on the link below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should subscribe to the channel. Tons of different stuff coming out, gig videos, tons of lessons, warm-ups, all of those different things are coming. And so whatever you do, I'll see you here in the next lesson. All right, where's the off button? Stop it.